All right, we got a Stihl 021. I don't think they make these anymore. I kind of loosened that a second ago to take this off. I changed the carburetor, and I'm not going to get into it totally. I guess I could show you what the carburetors look like. They look like this right here. And which way were they in there? I think they were in there. Yes, like that. So there's one fuel line that connects on the left, and that fuel line down there on the left of the carburetor. So there's two attachments you got to disengage. If I pull the trigger to engage the throttle, it activates the carburetor over there. Okay, now this side is to choke it. Okay, so that full choke at the bottom chokes it, and then run is in the middle, but of course you got to pull the trigger to get it in the middle, and then turning it off is right here. Now the reason this turns off is because this wire right here engages with this right here and stops your spark, so it'll turn your saw off. This comes out right this way to the left, so you got to pull that out. You've got to disconnect this. The easiest way to disconnect this is leave it in there. It's 90 degrees right there going in the saw. You end up moving this with a you can move it with your hand, but that will come out very gently. You don't have to force that at all. You just get it into a position and it'll come out, and then that's 90 degrees right there. It goes into the plastic. So you disengage that one, you put that off to the side, don't lose it, and you disengage this one. This one, same thing. There's a position you can end up moving it where it pops off. So it's not forced. Don't force those at all. So the first thing you do to start, you'll take these off. I think that's about an 8mm right there. You take these two things off, it pulls this housing off, and it'll free up your carburetor. So there's only 3 things to disconnect to pull your carburetor off after you loosen these 2 nuts. So it's the one fuel line, those 2 metal, I'm not sure what you call it, levers, switches, bars, transfer bars. All right, so then you just put your new carburetor on there. Now what I did was I put a rag inside the hole that the carburetor feeds the fuel and air mixture. I put a clean paper towel in there, and then I ended up using some WD-40 just to spray around here, and I used a screwdriver and a paper towel, and I got as much of the sawdust out of there as I could. So this is a 021. Now this Chinese kit came with some tabs on top of these air filters, and it wouldn't, right there were some tabs, and it wouldn't let me put the cap back on the Stihl chainsaw right here, so I had to cut those. And once I cut those, then I was able to get a good fit. Now these right here, sorry, that's the 066. This just has a 90-degree tab right there. 90-degree tab, turning it 90 degrees and pulling it off. So I was able to get these to fire up. Now these don't seem to have very good compression. It takes me a long time to pull it. Once it gets running, it just doesn't seem to have the compression. So I'm going to probably order a piston and cylinder kit off eBay as well for the next time that I need to do maintenance on this saw, or maybe at the end of the season or what have you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I'm growing this channel. You're going to see a lot of machinery, a lot of welding, a lot of woodworking, a lot of tips that some of you all probably don't know, and I think you'll end up enjoying the channel. So help me grow, share it with family, friends, and whatnot, and look forward to talking to you next time.